All right, so for today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a little bit of the TPI screen. Not all of them, so there's typically like 16 tests in the screen, but today we're gonna go through like 7 of them. Typically when I see somebody in person, we'll go through all of them, but for you at home, I feel like it's super important just to get the big rocks, which I feel like these 7 are. So we're gonna start with lower quarter tests. That's testing hip range of motion. All you're gonna need is a 6-iron. You can use the edge of a mat or a alignment stick or another club to kind of make this 60-degree angle that you're gonna use as a standard for hip mobility. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna lay your 6-iron down. From there, you're gonna test, so right now I'm gonna test my right side. And I like to actually put a dowel or alignment stick, golf club, whatever on my hips so I can really see if I'm actually getting 60, am I not getting 60, how far am I from it. So I'm gonna test right side. So if I test right side, and I can move this foot and turn this knee in as much as I can, and I can see like I'm nowhere near 60 degrees. So that would be a fail for the right side. If I want to do left side, I just flip the club over, go to my left side, left foot down, foot right next to, or right foot right next to left foot, go to left side. I would say I'm borderline, but still not passing, but better than the right side. So obviously when doing the lower quarter test, it's super important for us to get in our trail side in the backswing and then into our lead side during the downswing. So our number 2 is going to be an upper quarter test. So what I'll do is I'll just take a chair and I'll just turn it like so. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit on the edge of the chair, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rotate and try to get 45 degrees. Theoretically, or I would like to actually get more close to 50, but we're going to go with 45. So go knees together, or if you want to, if I'm going to go to the right, I can cross over right over left, and from here I'm going to rotate to the right and see how close to 45 do I get, and I'm short. From there, opposites, knees together, tall, rotate that way, and actually clear on the left side. So right side, I fail, left side, I get a pass. So for the next one is going to be a single leg hip bridge. So you can say this is kind of like a hip strength, glute strength test, but I kind of feel like it's more of like how well can you actually use your hip or use your glute to bridge your body up. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the feet are going to kind of be pretty much right underneath your knee, so you don't want them too far out. You're going to have your hands straight up in the air. You're going to bridge up, and as I bridge up, I'm going to straighten out one leg, and I'm just going to hold this, or try to hold this, for 10 seconds. And you want to be able to feel the majority of this in your glute, not a whole lot in the hamstring. So if you're feeling like a cramping, or you feel like one hip's dropping, that would be a fail. So I'll go to the other side, I bridge, I lift up my right side. And just for me personally, I know my left side is a lot more solid than my right side. So if you have one side that's a little bit more wobblier, and you feel like you have a little bit of hip mobility problems, you might have like a core stability issue that's causing you to have mobility problems. So passing thing would be bridge, no wavering, no shaking, no cramping for 10 seconds on each side. So with number 4, what we're going to do is we're going to go to hip separation. So we're trying to dissociate lower body from upper body. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in 5-iron posture here, cross the arms, and what I'm just trying to do is rotate the lower body and keep the upper body still. Okay, so another thing that I would do if you were filming this, I would do it with a tucked shirt, because you're going to want to see kind of what your waistband is doing. So I look at from here, what you'll sometimes see is somebody kind of doing more of a sway. So like hip, hip, as opposed to that pure rotation, which I know mine isn't super clean. So if you feel like you look at your video and you see that it's not super clean, what you're going to do is then you're going to add a little bit of support. So usually somebody, if you're getting screened, the person testing you would just kind of hold your shoulders, give you a little bit of support. If it feels better, good. That means it's a stability problem as opposed to a mobility problem. So from here, same thing. I'm just going to use a little support with the alignment stick, and then I'll move here. And I feel like it definitely moves a little bit better. I definitely, obviously, from the lower quarter test, I got some mobility issues, but I do feel like with a little bit of support, it gets better, but mobility is going to trump stability. So from here, we're going to go to upper body, separating the upper body from lower. So lower staying still while the upper body rotates. So from here, have that 5-iron posture. Cross the arms, and now from there, I'm not worried about how much you move, but can you keep the lower body still as you're rotating the upper body? So if you feel like you're still moving a little bit on there, you kind of do the same thing. So all I would do is I'd actually just find like a little wall or something like that to give you a point of contact, and then I would start your rotation and see if that feels better. So if you do get clean motion with a little bit of support or point of contact, you'll know that's more of a stability issue, and that's something that you'll want to deal with or do with your training. So on the next one, you're going to do a pelvic tilt test. So again, 5-iron posture, cross the arms. Now can you tuck and untuck without you feeling like you're kind of shaking, without you standing, and you're kind of separating lower spine from upper spine on this one. Now if you feel like you can't, you feel like you're shaking, you feel like you're standing, give yourself a little bit of support. Same thing, same position, tucking and untucking. I feel like it's a little bit better, but I feel like I shake a little bit still. So for the last one, what you're going to do is you're going to do shoulder mobility test. So you're going to start out standing, arm here. Okay, so this is making 90 degrees. You're going to turn your hand back, and you're just going to try to feel like this palm or this forearm gets past like the seam of my shirt, or kind of like I can be able to see my ear. Okay, so that would be a pass. This would be probably pass. Anything in front of the seam of your shirt would be a fail. So you're going to do both sides. And then from there, you're going to do the same test, but you're going to do it in golf posture. So here, arm up, and then go back and see if you can clear basically that ear or that midline on both sides. So golf posture, up, back, see if you clear, and come down. So from all that, you'll get a good idea of maybe what swing characteristics you might have. So for me, for myself, I definitely stand up in my golf swing. I definitely have a flip. But what I would see is oh, I have limited range, hip range of motion. I have limited T-spine rotation. The hip separation and upper body separation is not terrible, but I would look at that and just say like, well, you're probably standing up because you don't have the range of motion. And when you don't have that range of motion, when you're trying to go back and come forward, it's just I'm not able to get into my hips very well. You add speed on it, and that's gonna add another problem to it. So for me and myself, my focuses would be on getting internal rotation and upper body rotation to help create a more efficient golf swing with the TPI screen.